Yo, man, what it is and what it ain't, man. We are Florida Podcast, man. We back again, presented by Mix One Essentials, man. And we got Arthur with us, sitting on the couch with us today. You feel what I'm saying? This is our first Arthur on the podcast, so you know this shit gonna be lit. You feel what I'm saying? And special guest sitting on the couch with me today. Who are you?
Hi, how are you guys? And thank you so much for having me. My name is Jaelyn Jordan, author of my mental health poetry book collection that I'm actually on the Barnes & Noble tour for right now.
Okay, so you say mental health poetry?
Yes, sir.
That's lit.
So my mental health poetry is basically poetry written in diary entry format, supporting mental health, to let everybody know they're not alone in their thoughts or their struggles.
Okay.
So when you think poetry, you might think Edgar Allan Poe, Shakespeare.
Yeah, I was just
long,
gonna ask you that.
Boring.
For sure. But definitely. Where you from, though? So our subscribers and everybody can get to know you and stuff.
So I'm from Tampa, Florida. Born and raised.
Tampa, Florida, what part?
Hillsborough County, actually.
Hillsborough?
Yes,
I'm like
sir.
all over, though, or just like the north side, east side?
So, good question. So I was born premature, 2.5 ounces. Born in a house, so actually I don't know.
You were born in a house?
Yeah. My mom didn't know she was pregnant with me, so honestly, I don't actually know what part from. And then growing up, I was raised by my grandmother, and we just traveled a lot.
Everywhere?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, your life growing up, would you say it motivated you to start writing books? Or that just a hobby like you found like later on in high school or something?
Good question. So I would have never thought about writing books. That's not actually something I ever inspired to do. I would say my mental struggles and me trying to deal with my thoughts was my inspiration.
And what age did you feel like you wanted to express yourself with your mental struggles and write a book?
I would say 16.
17? Did you have like a journal you was writing in?
Honestly, yeah. So fun fact, I did. And then one day I was at a park, and you know how we, as children, like we all go through those like, I don't want to do this no more.
For sure.
I just threw everything right away.
For sure. So like, how long does it take you to like write a book right now?
So both collections took me about a year to actually complete.
Okay.
So I would say a year.
A year? Definitely. So like just with all the processes and stuff, you could say it take up to a year, or that's just the writing process by itself?
I would say if you want good quantity and quality, it took a year because it's pure emotion.
True.
If you want to do something like fast pace, I'm pretty sure somebody could do it in like 2 months. Yeah.
So both of your books right here, and are both of those published?
Yes. So I am actually signed to Austin Macaulay Publishers for my first book. And then my second, I published myself with my own publishing company.
For sure. So all your information that you put in your books is strictly directly from you, or do you find different sources?
Oh, yeah, it's all me. It's all of my thoughts, all misguided thoughts.
So tell me about your book now.
So A Misguided Thought is a collection of poetry written in diary entry format, supporting every negative or positive thought I ever had, to let everybody else know in the world they're not alone in their thoughts. I do suffer from manic depression, so that is one of the pushes for me to write my book. But I don't ever want nobody to feel like depressed, right?
Yeah.
To feel a lot of our generation commit suicide, and I want to prevent that. And I feel like if they could read my work and hear my thoughts,
For sure. So like, you say a misguided thought, that can run off with so many meanings and so many, you know what I'm saying, like definitions for it. You get what I'm saying? So like, what would be your definition that you want to get off to your readers about the misguided thought?
That is a
like, were you misguided?
Question. That's a very good question. Yeah. I would say that's one of the reasons I labeled it a misguided thought, for all of our misguided thoughts, because everybody thinks something differently. Everybody struggles with something differently. So yeah, I would,
Definitely. So do you feel like the internet plays a role in mental health nowadays?
Definitely, I would say stay off Instagram, stay off TikTok, stay off Facebook. If you're trying to strive and succeed with anything in life, even if you have that passion, you being on Instagram and seeing everybody else get it faster by itself could just instantly depress you. So I would say definitely stay off social media until you get to that point to where you actually want to be.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, like, back in the day, a lot of people didn't really talk about mental depression and stuff like that, or, what I'm saying, having anxiety or being depressed or any of the things that, people say that they have nowadays. But, like, now it's more talked about and more expressed and more, people sit down more and listen to it more. Do you feel like times have changed, or do you feel like it's still the same from back in the day?
So, fun fact, I feel like people still don't talk about it. It's either talked about too less or talked about too much to where it's not actually heard. Like, as I sit here right now, my anxiety is through the roof, right?
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying the podcast with you guys in the interview. But I would say I'm trying to bridge the gap of it not being talked about or it being talked about too much, because at the end of the day, it just takes for somebody to listen.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, like, when you put your books out and stuff like that, what do you want the readers to take back? What have some of the readers said to you about your book?
And fun fact, fun fact, as I am on my Barnes & Noble tour right now, I take pictures with all of my fans, right? I feel like that is one of my biggest pushes and motivations to keep writing because of them. And their feedback is unreal. It lets me know that they do feel lost or not heard or alone, and that they're happy that I am coming to them and showing them the light on the other end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Yeah.
So people can say that you, like, have inspired them to, have anyone told you that yet?
Yeah, inspired them to write. Right, yeah. Inspired them to get out of bed and do something. So I do like that.
So you feel like hobbies are important for people?
Agreed. Definitely. I feel like picking up a positive hobby is good.
Yeah, a positive hobby. I meant to say a positive one, because negative one, it can lead you down the wrong road.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, what is your schedule with, like, writing the book? Like, how do you like get in that mindset where you lock in again?
So, good question. I don't actually have a schedule. I write off my emotions. So when I say a misguided thought, every poem is contrasted and formed literally to my thoughts. So whether I was depressed or happy, so I basically write when I'm feeling inspired. So for me, it could take a year, it could take 2, but I just want to be able to connect. I feel like that's the most important part.
Because it's important where your inspiration comes from, especially when you're making books.
Agreed.
For sure. So, like, you say you done book signings and stuff?
Yes, sir.
What's some of the places that you have hit? Like, some of the cities,
So,
or have you just been around here doing it?
So, good question. I am on my Barnes & Noble tour right now for my sequel. I did start out with my first book. I have been to Augusta, Georgia so far, Boca Raton, Boynton Beach multiple times, Miami area. I will be in St. Pete this Saturday at Barnes & Noble. And then I've been doing, like, coffee shops, Village Inn in Tampa. Okay. So, yeah, I'm definitely trying to plug in and connect with everybody, different restaurants, to make everybody happy.
Is your book on all platforms? Is both of your books on all platforms?
Yes, sir, and it's on all platforms. It's sold on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Target. I find most of my fan base come from Target, actually.
For real?
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. Because you never know, though. Those people just be walking past those books or whatever, just looking for books to read. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And people looking for those mental health books because, everybody's going through their own struggles or their own, certain scenarios in life or whatever.
Agreed.
Definitely. So, like, do you have any new upcoming things that you working on right now as far as books writing?
Yes. So, as far as books, I am working on a Valentine's Day edition for February for all the lovebirds.
Okay.
So, yeah, as far as writing, that's the new edition.
Okay. So, tell me about your new record label with your mental health album.
Yeah, so I did just create my own record label, and the mental health album is a spin-off from my award-winning book. This book has been featured in New York Times, Fox News, CNN. So I am just trying to, for all of those that don't listen or don't listen to audiobooks, that don't like to read, put it in a musical form.
A musical form. Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. So like, would you prefer audiobooks or hard copies?
Honestly, a hard copy.
Yeah, so you can keep it forever.
Agreed. Not even that. I feel like I could connect more to actually reading it in my tone of voice compared to somebody else reading it, and it might be off.
For sure. Do you feel like you can write about anything?
As long as it's emotional.
Yeah. Can you write a mental health book for kids?
Oh, I can. Yeah. I'm actually, so within my publishing company I just created, I just partner up with Village of Excellence Academy, one of my childhood elementary schools, and I'm writing I'm writing poetry books with their children for free. So I'm gonna publish them through my publishing company.
For sure. So like, you know what I'm saying? Say if you was to get a big $1 million signing or whatever, how would you give back to the community with your books? You know what I'm saying? And everything like that. How would you give back to the community?
Honestly, I would not only give back to those that want to write, but I would say, from being a Black author myself, Black people isn't supported enough. So I would just honestly want to give back to the Black community. And when you think about dreams being crushed, it starts in a household where your parents don't have enough money and say, I can't send you to something. So yeah.
For sure. So did you used to go to the library a lot when you was a kid?
No.
No? Do you go now?
No, I was never really a fan of books. So for me to create one to help others, that's definitely God.
Definitely. Yeah. So like, for a person who's trying to, you know what I'm saying, start a publishing company or write a book, what would you say, like, to give them confidence to do it? Like,
I would say prayer and faith, a lot of faith. I knew from a little age, I think about it this way. What's one thing you could do for the rest of your life for free? My passion, that's your passion, right? I could write for free for the rest of my life, not ask for a dollar amount, because that's my passion, that's my purpose. Once you know your purpose, once you know your passion, then you can't go wrong, you can't fail. So
for sure. So like, do you watch Netflix?
I do.
What's your favorite movie on there?
Favorite movie?
I'm saying like favorite movie that you've been watching recently.
I could say TV show.
TV show?
Which is the girl with the black. Dang, everybody's been watching it. I
don't know. It's so many on my.
I can't.
Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Okay,
So one of my favorite TV shows on Netflix right now is Wednesday. I appeal to her character a lot.
For sure.
And I love her endurance and her strength.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you, like, do you see, like, when you write your books, do you see yourself as a character in some of those people, like, you know what I'm saying, in movies and stuff like that, in those type of movies? Like
so I never thought about it that way. So I would say when I go to write my poetry, I relive the moment a lot. Like, it's a lot of trauma and a lot of pain. So I don't like to read out loud because my voice get a little shaky. But yeah, I could definitely see myself as a character.
Because like, even when I don't know, I just, as a kid, I used to watch movies and I used to like look for the person that I can relate to the most in the movie.
I used to do that in TV shows. Like,
I used to look at the person I can relate to the most in the movie, because the rest of the people, I'd be like, I don't really know if I can relate to them. You know?
I would look for the richest person to try to relate to, and I can't afford nothing.
For sure. So like, what would you say your dream vacation is, if you can go on a dream vacation right now?
I would say my dream vacation right now would be Paris, France. Yeah, I want to move there.
Yeah?
Yeah, I never been, but I would really love to go.
Definitely. You can go out there and write on the balconies or whatever, you feel me? Write you a nice book.
The City of Romance, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. So, like, what would you say your favorite hobby is? Like, would you say it's writing, or would you say it's something totally different that has nothing to do with books?
Yeah, I would say my hobby would be writing.
Writing? Okay.
Or sleeping, if I could pick the other.
Okay. Definitely. So, like, do you want to give any shout-outs before we get off the podcast today?
So yes, I would love to get a shout out to my manager and my publishing company. Also, I would like to point everybody to my new website.
Yeah.
www.
Tell them where they can follow you at and everything.
Oh yeah, so fun fact. So how about everybody just go to me on Instagram at Jordan Jaelyn, right? I would love to plug in with all of you guys. I did just start my own publishing company, so I am publishing right now to give back to the community for free. Also, I will set you up with your own Barnes & Noble tour. I am coming out with my own record label, so if you are a young, striving artist that does want to get with me in hopes of promoting mental health work, I would love to get with you guys with that as well. But plug in with me.
Definitely. And you say you started a publishing company, right?
Yes.
So if any new authors or anybody willing to, look into this industry, tap in.
Yes, and you could find all of my information for my publishing company. It's DJ Legacy Publishing,
For sure.
or at www.misguidedthought.com.
Did you tell them where you can find the books at?
Yes, you can find my books at my website and my merch that I'm actually coming out with, and that just dropped this Friday.
Okay. Definitely. We definitely support the mental health. We definitely support, everything that you got going on. Because I support mental health myself, you feel me? And I support poetry. You get what I'm saying? I definitely do. So we definitely fucking with you at We Are Florida Podcast, and
Yes, sir.
I'm glad
Thank
that you
guys so
came.
much for having me. Yeah,
Definitely,
I'm
definitely.
grateful.
Man, We Are Florida Podcast. We back again, man. Presented by Miss One Essentials. Got Jordan, Jaelyn, and Arthur. Let's go, let's go.
Yes. Thank you guys so much.
Definitely.